Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. I'm Inxlora123 and I want to say Happy Halloween! Anyway, so for those of you that are regular viewers of my channel, you'll know that I love all things spooky, all things paranormal and scary. Ever since I was a kid, I have just been fascinated by spooky stuff, you know. I live in a haunted house. We have ghosts here, resident ghosts. Luckily, they're not nasty ghosts, they're nice ghosts, but they are just a little bit mischievous, pretty much like me, really. My nickname is Minx, after all. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to be talking about spooky things in my area. So I'm from Southend, which is in Essex. Basically, I was in the library the other day, like the bookworm nerd that I am. It's one of my favourite places to, you know, hang out. And I found this book called Haunted Essex. Okay, and I mean, I know that there's obviously been lots of stories and accounts of things that have happened in Essex of the paranormal nature, but I didn't realise quite how many areas are haunted. And they're not just like little boo, you know, little ghosts. They're like proper freaky stories and creepy and scary, and yeah. So what I've done, I've got my notebook here, my Bob Ross notebook, you know, Bob Ross, very relaxing actually. And I've basically gone through the book and I've jotted down some like page numbers so I can read like about the areas in there. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, talking about haunted Essex and scary places. And if you are interested in this book, it is, as I say, called Haunted Essex and it's by Carmel King. I love the cover, it's really creepy. Talking about creepy, can we just say about my beautiful spooky Halloween decorations that I've set up? I've gone all out here. You know, like some YouTubers have like proper backdrops and it looks really spooky and eerie. Yeah, I haven't done that. I've just got my Poundland ghost who's just kind of hanging about. Obviously, if he moves during this video, tell me in the comments. He's got a very shocked expression, like, ooh. Anyway, and also down here is my little mate. I can't remember his name. What was his name? Oh, what was his name? Baron.
Baron Bonio, or Baron Boney.
Thank you. Just asking my fiance there. Baron, that was it. Baron Boney or Baron Bonio, if you want to, you know. So yeah, he's also from from Poundland, and you know, I thought paranormal, spooky stuff. Let's set up the you know, the background. Right, you can sit down there again, mate. Oh. He's not even looking at me. He's like embarrassed. Anyway, so I need my glasses. I hope this will be a good video. I hope you'll feel scared and spooky for Halloween. And I also hope when I read out aloud, I won't mess it up. It's really weird, right? I am an avid reader. I love reading. I read every day. And I, you know, I sometimes read out aloud and stuff. Like if I'm telling Nathan a bit about my book, I'll be like, oh, listen to this, and I'll read it. And absolutely fine. As soon as I am in front of a camera and I try to read anything, I just completely mess up. I can't pronounce the words. I get all tongue-tied. It's really weird. I don't know if it's like nerves, pressure, or just that I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. But anyway, if I do mess up my words, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And we'll just do the best. Okay, so I've got my notebook here telling me what pages to go to. Now, the first area that I'm going to be talking to you about, by the way, feel free to Google these areas afterwards that I've mentioned for more, you know, images and details and stuff, because these are just little snippets, as you can see, about each place. But if you want to find out more, please do look up these places online and stuff, right? So the first place, yeah, is the Borley Rectory. So once called the most haunted house in England. And I actually just finished reading a book called Ghost Hunters, The Ghost Hunters, which was all about Borley Rectory. It's a fiction, but it was based on the true story. But anyway, that's nothing to do with this video. So there is so much about Borley Rectory that I literally cannot go into all the detail. There's just so much. But this place is super creepy. Like, you know, I mean, it says here, the first unexplained incident was witnessed by two of the Ball daughters and their nursemaid. The trio was standing in the drive when the girls noticed a pair of friends crossing some nearby fields. The friends were accompanied by a woman in white who neither of the girls recognised as a local. They thought nothing more until they met the girls and questioned them about their female companion. However, neither girl had any idea what the ball daughters meant. They insisted that they were alone in the fields. Who was the woman in white? Also here, there's been what does it say here? Oh yeah, there was this reverend and things were happening. It says here, the next and most famous episode of the Borley hauntings now begin. One evening, as the Ball family sat down to dinner and chatted happily, temperatures in the dining room dropped. The chatting stopped, and one of the girls gasped and pointed at the side window. There stood a nun, staring sadly at the family before turning and walking out of view. This happened many times. Each time Reverend Henry Ball and his sons would run outside to talk to the nun, but she would have vanished. So basically, there's this rumor of like ghost stories that this nun, I think she had an affair or something with one of the priests, and I don't know. Look into it. Like, it's really fascinating. There's so many like accounts that have happened at Borley Rectory. Like, as I say, I can't read all of them, but yeah, it was knocked down. And also there's Borley Church, which I think is still there. I don't think they knocked that down, but yeah, look it up. There's also some like documentaries, and there's a new film I think coming on Netflix, which I really want to watch, about Borley Rectory. But yeah, there was all like writing that appeared on the walls and stuff. Very creepy, very, very creepy place. That's Borley Rectory. The next page, what have I got? Number 18, which is Beeley Abbey. Now, some of these places I've heard of, some of these places I haven't. And at some point, I have to say, I would like to visit some of these. Obviously, being in Essex, you know, once everything kind of goes back to normal with pandemic and stuff, and me and Nathan start travelling and sort of going places again, I definitely want to kind of check out some of these places. You know, maybe take an EMF meter or something, get some ghost hunting in, but maybe not. See how brave I am. So it says here, Beeley Abbey, which is in Malden. The beautiful Beeley Abbey is said to be haunted by a previous owner, none other than Sir John Gates, who was a former High Sheriff of Essex, who had bought the abbey in 1537. I'm trying to like abbreviate all this because there's quite a lot for this one. So the abbey was once home to monks until Henry VIII's dissolution of monasteries. Sir John was later involved in a plot to put Lady Jane Grey on the throne and was beheaded at the Tower of London in August 1553 for treason. His screams of anguish are said to echo the abbey. Other hauntings are confined to the James Room. You always find in these haunted places, like certain rooms are more haunted than others, kind of thing. And it's the same in this house. Like, our spare room is more haunted than, say, I don't know, my mum's bedroom. There's more activity in there. There's also a lot of activity in our kitchen. The ghosts seem to like the kitchen as well. Maybe they just want a cup of tea or something, or they're hungry. But yeah, the James Room is supposed to be like one of the most haunted rooms. One night, a lady was rudely awoken by an unseen force that shook her bed, and she also experienced pain in one arm, which she had to get medical attention for. The doctor could only describe the injury to the woman's arm as not unlike a bite from a tropical insect. Really weird, isn't it? Could there have been two of the monks who were chased from the abbey by two Tudor soldiers even? It's all going on in that room, isn't it, in that place? So yeah, Beeley Abbey in Malden. Go and visit if you dare. Next up is Shoebury Ness. Now, I've been to Shoebury several times in my life, and I really didn't think of it as kind of haunted, really. I don't know. I didn't really think of it as... And in actual fact, my dad now lives in Shoebury, so after this video, I'm going to ring him and be like, did you know your area is like proper haunted? So yeah, Shoebury Ness. And the place we're going to be talking about in particular now is Red House. So in the town of Shoebury Ness, it was built in 1673, and it's said to be haunted by the ghost of a girl, oh my, who slit her own throat to spite her lover. Occupants of the house over the years have heard unexplained knocks and bangs, and in 1948, a secret underground tunnel was discovered leading from the house to Shoebury Manor, but this has now been filled in. So also you've got the Shoebury Barracks. They're no longer used by the army, but many years ago one of the barracks buildings caught fire and burned to the ground, killing several people. The buildings that replaced them are now believed to be haunted. So yeah, that's Shoebury Ness there. I don't know where the red house is. I'll have to look that up. Okay, next up we've got page 27. Let's have a look here. 27. Sorry about this. Takes me a while to find the page. Okay. Oh, there's a picture here, I think. I don't know if this is the same. It might not be the same place. Anyway, so yeah, this place is called Bowers Gifford. I think that's how you say it. I think it could be, maybe. Haunted churches. If you take, we'll say the directions. You don't need to know the directions. It's near Sadler's Farm. There we go. So you end up at this place called Bowers Gifford. You'll come to a mini roundabout, blah, blah, blah. Take the road to your left, yeah. I don't need instructions. Oh, it will take you to the Basildon Crematorium. Keep on driving and the road will take you down. Yeah, what happened there? The quaint St Margaret's Church, there we go, sits at the end of this road, surrounded by old gravestones, snugly tucked in by a patchwork blanket of crop fields. In the middle of the last century, parishioners that had stopped by to pray in silence were stunned. Like, they were literally stunned as the organ began to be played by unseen hands. Oh my days, that is so scary. Oh, could you imagine that? There have been no recent reports of a repeated musical performance, but you never feel alone when you stand amongst the ancient tombs. Woof. Okay, that is creepy. Yeah, I think that is the place then. Oh my, could you imagine that? I don't know what it is, but there's something about like music with, you know, like spooky stuff, like especially in films when, I don't know, like a music box goes off on its own, or yeah, like a piano or whatever starts playing. It's just, it's really eerie. I always loved music boxes when I was like really small. I used to have one with like a little ballerina dancer on. I used to twist around anyway. And then as I got like older, like teenage years, I started to see them as quite scary things. And I always worried that they would just like go off, and I never had one since. But that's that. Next up, we're going to Basildon. All right, mate, going down to Basildon on page 28. In an actual fact, a random fact for you here, my lovely fiance Nathan, mwah, I love you, Nathan. He's not watching this video, but he can hear. He's next door. He's from Basildon. That's where he's from, and that's that. So yeah, it says here Basildon in 1964, reports began coming into the local press and police stations, recording sightings of a monk dressed in red robes. He was seen floating across Church Road off Clay Hill Road. I wonder if Nathan knows that. Do you know Church Road off Clay Hill Road?
Yeah, I know the story of the Red Monk as well.
You know the story of the You know, you're not the Red Monk, are you?
Yeah.
So he knows the road. There you go. Thanks. Vanished into the churchyard of the Holy Cross Church. People would see him as they went to work in the mornings, and tales of the phantom red monk were becoming legendary. Oh my. Okay, so there's a famous red monk who floats and people see him on the way to work. You wouldn't want that in the morning. Do you know what I mean? You're half asleep. You just want to get to work, have your first coffee of the day, you know, turn your laptop on. Oh, there's a ghost floating. I mean, it's not what you want, is it? All right, next up in my book of wonders is Chelmsford, page 39. But as I say, there are loads more in this book, by the way, lots of different areas. I didn't want to sit and read everything, you know. Right, so Chelmsford, Springfield Place. By the way, let me know in the comments section down below if you know any of these areas. You might even be from these areas. And also let me know if you've ever seen a ghost. Tell me of your encounter. Tell me of your spooky stories. I love that. So, Springfield Place used to be haunted by a mischievous ghost. Aren't they all? Are these ghosts just super mischievous? That would harass all who passed by. It was said to terrorise anyone in the area around the churchyard. The white building that houses the BBC Essex studios is said to have just one ghost clattering. Oh, I was wrong. Not to just have one ghost clatter around in its attic, but a few, and at least 5. Whoa, 5 ghosts there. Investigations and independent witnesses have all reported an old lady, a girl aged about 9, a girl in her late teenage years, and an angry man and a boy in his mid-teens. You don't want to be seeing the angry man. I mean, the girls, you know, but an angry man, it's not going to be good, is it? Do, 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 do. Sorry, I've lost where I was. I was talking about the angry man. The 9-year-old is said to be a happy little soul. Oh, but craves attention. So here's hoping she gets that attention. She might not be so happy. Perhaps most interesting of all is the description of the girl in her late teenage years. She is allegedly called Amy. I used to go to college with a girl called Amy. But anyway, and killed herself by jumping from one of the windows. Oh my. She'd been raped, had become pregnant, and the angry man who haunts the house is said to be her attacker. Oh no, that's awful. The young boy also has been identified as being a 15-year-old called Tom. See, that actually makes me like really sad. Like when you hear accounts of ghosts, like, I don't know, like mine just haunting the house and moving stuff and making the odd bang and, you know, whatever, it's kind of okay. But then you hear about these kind of sad stories, and especially where they've, you know, this girl's been attacked or whatever, and she's having to carry on in the afterlife around this horrible, evil, like, it must, I think it's so sad. But anyway, so that's Chelmsford. I mean, yeah, I don't know, I just didn't think of Chelmsford as particularly spooky. It looks so pretty there, like they've got the beautiful lake and all the shops and the park, and yeah. Anyway, right, moving on. My hometown now, Southend-on-Sea. Southend. A Southend. And a little random fact about Southend: we have the longest pleasure pier in the world. I mean, if that's not something to boast about, I don't know what is. My one's longer than yours. Oh, that sounds really wrong. Okay. If I was a man, that's really wrong, but luckily I'm not, so it's okay. But yeah, no, Southend, I know for a fact, is a very haunted AF place. So it says here, Southend-on-Sea, the world's longest pleasure pier. Yep, said that. Has a colourful history. Yeah, there were 2 fires. There's been lots of fires and bad stuff. So I'm trying to see this. Hold on. 2004, an enterprise called, is that S-Shape? Began work to revamp the Victorian entrance and made a feature of the architecture so that the seafront could be dragged in to the 21st century. By the summer, the pier entrance had already had a grand unveiling, and works on the new cliff lift. Oh my god, that cliff lift, I don't know why, that freaks me out there. And staircases had begun. In order to fit the new structure, the cliff face had to be just get to the ghost bit. Old staircase, whitewashed concrete, flights of stairs under the arches, under the pier, had to be removed. As the work progressed, workers, here we go, we're getting to the juicy bit. Workers began reporting an odd black shadow that would appear where the old staircase used to be. This turned into reports of a full-blown apparition of a woman dressed in black who floated in mid-air. Why do they all float? Well, I suppose they're ghosts. I suppose they're going to float, and if they want to. As if still standing on the stairs. Oh, so she looked like she was on the stairs, but she was actually floating. That's weird. Okay. In early September, a constable from Southend Police reported a disturbance at the site, and then a couple of workers had literally run off in terror. Whew, yeah, I mean, there's so many things about Southend in general. I know, obviously, the pier, there's been a lot of, like, ghostly sightings on the pier. Sadly, people have took their own lives on the pier, and that there's been, like, you know, people have seen things at the end of the pier. So, yeah, I mean, Southend is just creepy. I mean, we're in Southend and our house is haunted, so that's another one to add to the list. All right, so we're going to go now to Pritterwell, which is on page 50. So where is page 50? Here we go. I hope you're enjoying this video, by the way. I don't know about my mates. He looks just as shocked as he did. Let me know if he's moved, because that'd freak me out if you go. Yeah, he did, actually. And if you see him move, let me know the time. And also there's Baron, who, yeah, he's just sitting there. All right, so yeah, Pritterwell. If you're a regular viewer, you might have seen, I have done a few vlogs in the past of Pritterwell Priory. I love going to Pritterwell Priory. It's a park, and it's got the old Priory house, and it's just, I love it so much. Here's a picture, or one of the pictures of it. So you might have recognised this from a video that I've done. The pond there, it's just such a beautiful place. Probably one of my favourite places, actually, to go. I love the park, but not in the summer, because I've got really bad hay fever and it's not good. But yeah, I mean, this I know it's a freaky place, because like I always get creeped out when I go there. The park gates are locked at night. But if you're walking through the park at dusk, you may witness the ghost of a monk who haunts the area of the museum. Locals swear that he is responsible for suddenly sending the ducks on the pond into a frenzy. Oh. An archaeological dig in the 60s discovered the grave of a monk buried in such a way that showed he was a disgraced monk. Naughty monk. What did he do? This may explain why his why his spirit even still roams the vicinity of the priory. The museum used to be the priory of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the stone of Rantilus, is displayed inside. Yeah, I mean the actual museum part is I remember a few years ago, me and Nathan went there, and we went visit, and you look around the little museum and stuff, and it's so creepy but nice. And I was on the like top floor on this like, I don't know, balcony, I suppose you'd call it, and I was just standing there, and I come across really weird. Like I felt odd. I can't describe it. It's just a creepy place, and yeah, I've seen a few ghost hunting videos on YouTube where like investigators have gone to Priory Park and have got some really weird like EVPs and stuff. So apart from being a beautiful park, it's really haunted. Another place which is really haunted is Missley. Now, one of my books that I read a good few years ago, I can't remember the name of it, but it was by Sid Moore, I think, possibly. But anyway, I remember Missley being featured in it, and it just sounds such an atmospheric, spooky place. I would love to go to Missley, even though I'd probably be scared, but I'd still like to go there. So it says Missley, shadowy figures have been seen beside the Robert Adams Swan Fountain, around Missley Towers, and at the infamous Hopping Bridge, where it's rumoured that Hopkins met his death. So lots of like witchy stuff, and you know, the evil, well, I think he was evil, Matthew Hopkins. The Thorn Hotel in Missley is one of the places where Hopkins used to interrogate his victims. His ghost has been seen during the daytime in one of the hotel's upstairs rooms, and is described as being eerily lifelike. A mysterious hooded figure and a grey lady have also been seen throughout the hotel, and one wonders which of his victims which of his victims these strange shades are. With the pure horror that went on in these villages during the Essex witch trials, it is hardly surprising to learn that their tortured wraiths still lurk in the shadows. Yeah, I mean, Missley and other places in Essex are really like kind of famous for their witch hunts, and it's so sad. Like, I'm not going to go into all that, but like I just think it's so awful that these poor people were just murdered, you know, called a witch, and just it's just terrible. So yeah, but it does just look such a creepy, spooky place. I would like to go to Missley at some point. Next up, we've got Colchester. Colchester. What do I love best about Colchester? The zoo. I've never been to Colchester Castle, and I would like to do that as well, but I love the zoo. The zoo is one of my favourite things to do. I love it. I love seeing all the animals, and I'm just, you know, I love do you know what? I get on with animals better than people most of the time. So yeah, I love going to the zoo. But anyway, in Colchester, it says here the Red Lion Public House, a good old pub called the Red Lion. Does every area have a Red Lion? I don't know. So it's across the high street from the town hall. Dates back to 1465 and is home to the ghost of Alice Miller, who was murdered in 1633. She haunts rooms number 5 and number 6 of this grade 1 listed building, and walks through a wall where a doorway once was. You see, this is the thing that I always think with ghosts. Like, if there was a wall there once and it's not there now, to us it's looking like, you know, oh, they're walking through a wall, but maybe to them they're not. Do you know what I mean? Or am I just, anyway? The doorway was bricked up over 2 centuries ago, and she's also seen on the stairs and in the kitchen. Staff were warned never to mention the ghost for fear that it would put the customers off going there. In fact, the mere mention of the ghost could cost staff members their job. A member of staff slept over in the hotel one night and was woken at 3 a.m. It's always 3 a.m., right? By a sharp jolt, as though he had been given an electric shock. He jumped up and looked over towards the rocking chair next to his bed. The moonlight coming through the window had lit the chair, and it slowly began to rock back and forth, and a woman materialised. She asked the man if he was all right, and then promptly vanished when he replied, oh my. Yeah, see, I knew I'd messed up my words. I'd done reasonably okay, and then boom, that happened. But yeah, that's really creepy to see something materialise, and oh my. Okay, so we're going to go on to Hadley now, which is a place I've been also many times. I love Hadley Castle, well, what's left of it. And it's a very beautiful place, but it's also very creepy. Sorry, how many times have I said the word creepy? Scary means the same. But it is, it's really eerie, and I'm now going to tell you about it. So Hadley, many tales of a woman wailing and crying among the ruins of Hadley Castle have been reported. People have also told of hearing singing and being called out to by a woman in the dead of night. Centuries ago, a milkmaid called Sally from Castle Farm saw a woman dressed in white walking among the ruins. The woman approached the milkmaid and requested that she return later that night. The terrified maid did not turn up that night, and when she next saw the mysterious woman, oh my, she was hit around the face so hard by her that it caused permanent injury to her neck. Locals cruelly nicknamed the poor girl Wryneck Sow. God, that's awful. Do you know what I mean? Oh, come back and visit me, mate. And then, no, I'm not going to bother. Next time. Vicious. Okay. But you do feel a presence at Hadley. I mean, my dad, like when I was younger, he'd always take me for a walk, like around like Hadley Castle and stuff. And I don't know, I always felt very uneasy. Even though it is beautiful to look at and it's so like obviously historic and stuff, there is like a creepy thing going on there. I've said creepy again, sorry. Okay, next up we're moving to Mount Fidget Castle, which is on page 75, which is the next page. That's a result. So this is somewhere I've never been and it looks really cool, actually. It does look really cool. So it's in Stansted. Stansted Mount Fidget Castle was built by the Normans in 1066 on the site of an Iron Age fort, which has also been used by the Saxons and Vikings. The castle has gathered a reputation for paranormal activities, and stories of the castle's past are blamed for the activity. Poltergeist activity here first hit the headlines in 1947 after the owners who had resided there for the previous 3 decades told of occurrences that had taken place while they were there. The children of the house would often be moved from their beds while they slept, oh my, and pushed under the table. Around the house, oil lamps were blown out and locked doors would be found open with no explanation. Some airmen came to stay at the castle and all slept soundly except for one sergeant who witnessed a floating mist that moved towards him, causing him to experience a most definite and unusual feeling. So yeah, I mean, there's some pictures there you can see, but I think they've got like I think they do like little reenactments, and they've got like little animals there, like farm animals and stuff. It does look a pretty cool place. I've seen it on internet. Right, we're gonna now go to page 90, which is gonna kind of talk about what I was talking about a little bit before, witches. Hold on, let's have a look here. There's so much in here about witches. So obviously, I think the main place that I know of being haunted by like witches is Canoodan. To me, Canoodan is the scariest place I've ever been. There's something really horrible and really dark about Canoodan. Yeah, you know, I said I feel uneasy at Hadley Park and stuff. Hadley Castle, but nothing to compare of the total darkness, the horrible feeling I've got from being at Canoodan. So there's this little area, it's near Rochford, and it's called Canoodan. I think, you know, people still live there. I think there's like a little pub there and stuff, but it's kind of out in the sticks, you know, little village. And I think you probably, like, everyone knows each other kind of thing. But I've only been there a few times, and both times I can't even, honestly, even talk about it makes me just feel uncomfortable. But I remember going with one of my friends, ex-friends now, but anyway, and it was just it's so horrible. It was horrible. And I remember when we got home, actually, she had like scratch marks all up her arm. It was really horrible. But anyway, so Canoodan, let's have a look at George Pickingill was a cunning man who succeeded Hadley's James Murrell as chief cunning man of Essex. He would sit outside the Anchor Inn. Oh, I think that's the pub. Yeah, there it is. Look, the Anchor Inn. That's in Canoodan. and apparently order his familiars or imps to mow one of the fields at speed. His cottage was next to the pub, and people would run past quickly in fear of the tiny red eyes that would stare out of the windows. These were probably the mice that lived in his home. He was said to have power over all of the witches in the village, and the villagers feared him. George was passing the churchyard on a gloomy day when a sudden gust of wind took his hat and dropped it into the churchyard. George climbed over the wall to retrieve it. When the sun broke through the clouds above and cast the shadow of a nearby gravestone onto his face, as the cross-shaped shadow hit George's face, he died instantly. And at his funeral, the horses stepped out of their shafts after delivering George's coffin to the church door and bolted down the lane. People have reported feeling an oppressive presence, telling me, around the area of the Anchor Inn and the High Street. But they're not saying about the church, unless that's somewhere else. Maybe I've missed that. But there's this creepy as anything church in Canewdon. And, I can't find it. But it is that, trust me, look it up. It's something about witches going around the church or something. I can't remember, but I know it's just really horrible. Okay, next up, we're going to Slough Hill. Which is on page 85. I've not heard of that, but I'll find out in a moment. Here we go. Slough Hill. A creature I find most fascinating is a strange beast that is unique to Suffolk, but has often been crossing over the Essex border and along the Essex roads towards Saffron Walden. The shug monkey. Okay, the shug monkey is always described as being a huge black shaggy sheepdog, but with a face of a monkey. And sometimes he is seen running at great speed on all fours, but other times he is seen walking on his two back legs. The best and most common place to see the shug monkey is a lane called Slough Hill. So it's between Balsham and West Rating, is that? Ratting? I don't know. Just north of the Essex border. Drivers on the... Yeah, so basically bright eyes light up in their car headlights. Oh, God. Other strange and mysterious creatures have been spotted in Essex. Hello, I'm one. Jokes. Well, including big cats, known in the world as ABCs, alien big cats. Okay, so we got a load of monsters, basically, in Essex. I've seen a few monsters walking down the high street, let's put it that way. And the last place I think we're going to go, we're going to just go to East Tilbury. A place I used to have to go on. I used to use their station, East Tilbury Station. Oh no, Tilbury Town I used to go. But anyway, yeah, East Tilbury. Oh no, page 32, not 82. Hold on. Please don't forget, everyone, give this video a big old thumbs up. Leave a comment, share, subscribe, smash the bell. Have I said all this? I don't know, but I'm saying it again if I have. But yeah, and also check out my two other YouTube channels, Minxlaura123 ASMR and Minxlaura123 ASMR Shorts. You know, the whole YouTube Shorts thing. So basically on those channels I do videos to help people with anxiety, insomnia, kind of like relaxation, chill, calming videos, sounds for sleep, that kind of thing. So yeah, links down below. Come on, come follow me and check out my other videos. Okay, so we're going to end with East Tilbury. And we're going to go with the Coal House Forts, which was built in 1861, quite some time after neighbouring Tilbury Fort, which was built in the 16th century. Roman remains, blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the ghosts. I love the fact that I should be learning history, but I just want to know about the dark, scary stuff. Loud sighs. Oops. And the sounds of men playing a game of poker have been heard. Even in the afterlife, they're like, yeah, I'm up for a gamble. Who's up for it? Mind you, I probably would. If someone like, if I was a ghost and someone was like, do you want to play a bit of bingo? Game of cards? I'd be like, go on then. Have been heard echoing throughout the building and tunnel systems. Many ghost hunts, seances and Ouija sessions have left interesting results, including the recording of EVPs, cold spots, and the draining of batteries in torches and cameras, orbs, and even more apparitions. Sounds recorded include sighs, footsteps, and a strange dragging noise. Oh, I hate the dragging noise. You know when you watch like paranormal stuff and they, like TV shows, and they say, oh, did you hear that dragging noise? And then you listen back to it and it's like, I don't know, I can't do it, but I don't know, dragging noises are freaky. And the whole kind of thing about draining of batteries, like, why do I suppose it must be the energy, mustn't they? Maybe they need, like, ghosts need energy to do what they do or whatever. And so obviously if you've got a battery or whatever, it's a camera, it's going to drain it for the energy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just do it because they might not even need that energy from your battery, but they're like, ha 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 ha, you sat and charged that up, and now I'm gonna blooming take all that energy off you. Ha 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 ha, you'll be left in the dark because your torch won't work. Maybe I'm just, yeah. I think I'm going to be a nasty ghost. I do wonder though, like, because obviously I do believe in the afterlife because I believe in ghosts, but, and I've seen stuff, I've heard stuff, felt stuff, but I kind of wonder what kind of ghost would I be? I mean, I can't see me being like a nice ghost. I think I'd be, I think I'd be one of those like scary kind of, terrorizing someone in their sleep. They'd be asleep and I'd just be like over them, like, I don't know. Maybe, or maybe I won't be really evil or anything, but I might be a bit mischievous. I think that's where I'm going. Mischievous, cheeky, maybe move things, maybe hide a few bits and pieces. Oh, don't know where your glasses are. I do. Or maybe move a shoe or something. That would quite be funny. And maybe I would look at people like if they're in the shower or something. Now I sound like a right pervert ghost. But anyway, have you ever thought that? Have you ever thought what kind of ghost would I be? Let me know in the comments. You probably haven't. That's just a weird Laura thing. So there we go. I've come to the end of the video. You'll be pleased to know. I hope you enjoyed it. And honestly, have a fantastic, happy Halloween. I love Halloween. Ever since I was a little kid, I just absolutely love it. Most people say they prefer Christmas, but I'm like, Halloween. Yeah. I just love all things scary and spooky. On actual Halloween itself, because I'm recording this a few days before Halloween, me and Nathan are going to go to like some kind of, I don't know what we would call it, craft fate fair thing, little local charity one, that they're doing at the local graveyard. I know it's going to be like proper Halloween. It's either going to be really good and eerie and scary, or it's just going to be total rubbish, and it's going to be like, oh my god, why did you bring me here, we're going home. But we're going to give it a go, and do something. And then also we've got some paranormal shows to watch, and maybe like a creepy scary horror film, and we've got a little Halloween party buffet, and we play some like Halloween games and stuff, and have some naughty cakes and that kind of thing. So yeah, I love Halloween, and it's also our anniversary that we got engaged. Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, I actually remember our engagement party. When we first obviously got engaged, you have your engagement party. I say party, it was more like a little gathering, really. It wasn't like a big bash or anything, it was just a little gathering. And yeah, we did it on Halloween. And I was dressed up as a witch and he dressed up as Dracula, and our family just kind of like thought, what's going on, this is weird, but they went with it. They went with it. I remember my mum's friends come, and bless them, they're quite an elderly couple, and they entered this engagement party thinking it was going to be normal, and there's me just as a witch and him with his fangs like, ah. Yeah, it was odd. And my mum's just kind of like trying to explain it. Oh, you know what they're like. You know what they're like anyway. But I just think it's funny memories, right? But at least we'll always remember when our anniversary is. Some couples like forget when their anniversary is, that they got engaged. At least we'll never forget because it was on a Halloween. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to shut up. Let's see how Baron's doing. Oh, God. You dropped him. You all right, mate? Oh. He twisted his head there like the Exorcist. Look. Yeah, I got this in Poundland. It was £3, and I love it. He's just got such a cheeky face. Like, you see some of the skeletons, like in shops and that around Halloween. They're just kind of like boring looking, but he's just like proper cheeky. Like, maybe that's just me. I look at him and think he's got a cheeky look. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think it's cool. And thank you to my ghosty friend as well. I don't know if he's moved, but I don't think he has. But here we go. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, give the video a thumbs up and all that. Share, subscribe and all that. And come and follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Links down below. All right, everyone, have a great Halloween. Stay spooky. Leave me a comment all about spooky stuff. And if you want to, as I say, look into this book, it is called Haunted Essex by Carmel King. Probably available at your local library, or just buy it brand new. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.